The inorganic arrangement of Nigerian state has adverse effects on societies, cultures, identities, heritage, and even sometimes destroys lineage organically built over generations, if not millennial. Cross River State, arguably Nigeria's safest, cleanest, and least dense, is the divide between West and Central Africa. The Bantu people, who are one of Africa's largest groups, migrated hundreds of years ago from here, headed southwards, permeating most of Central, East, and Southern Africa. Central Africa at the time included the region of Cross River and pockets of Benue State. With a shoreline dashing into the Atlantic, the state is endowed with rainforest vegetation typical of West Central Africa. Our journey started in Abuja, the federal capital of Nigeria. Our destination is Cross River State, precisely Yala local government area. Yala is the northeastern part of Cross River State, bordering Benue State. Our mission is to understand how you can have so many ethnicities living within proximity, yet have different languages and sometimes customs. We intend to dig into the history to better understand where this language divergence stems from. For over 2 hours of driving since we left Abuja, we kept seeing countless orchards of oranges, cashews, mangoes, and other fruits. These lands are permeated by fruit grown organically with vast array of arable level lands. Let's take, for instance, a pack of 5 Alive juice costs about 3,000 naira. Imagine how much you can generate with a yearly production of 100,000 packs of orange, cashew, and mango juice. We decided to stop at Dio Village, Kwande local government area of Benue State. This was our first stop. Kwande local government area connects you to the Republic of Cameroon in a stone throw, whilst also bounded by Cross River State. Without overlooking the hospitality of the people, it was the abundance of orange orchards left to rot that struck us. Spain made almost 400 billion naira in 2022 from producing orange juice. Portugal over 300 billion, whilst the United States made over 8 trillion naira from producing orange juice. This cannot continue in a country where over 60% of its population live in multi-dimensional poverty, the worst in the world. As with most of Nigeria, farming is the mainstay of Dio Village. After a few hours' drive, we had a pit stop in Adigbo Township, Benue State. The distance from here to Yala local government area of Cross River State is about 91 kilometers or 2 hours drive. We stopped here to refreshen ourselves and getting ready to enter Cross River State. Vandekia, the last township and local government area before Cross River State. The name Vande Ikia was derived from Kia, which means monkey, and Vandi, which means rock in the language of the Tiv people.
Okay, this local government is a Vandikia local government area, and those two monkeys and the rocks represent the name of the Vandikia local government. That two monkeys represent Kia, and why the rock represent Vande. That's the meaning of Vandikia.
With its arable land, Vandikia is a hub for agriculture, producing rice, sweet potatoes, cassava, sorghum, citrus, spices, pepper, groundnuts, and bambara nuts. Vandikia has been a source of controversy between Cross River and Benue State, owing to its close proximity and creating a volatile cohabitation between bordering communities.
If you are going southwards, you meet Gakem from Cross River, and if you are going northwards, you'll meet Obudu. Okay. Both towns are in Cross River states. Although sometimes there are crises, that is it. But as we dig about this crisis, we discover that these crises are just sometimes they are flamed up by just few individuals because of should I say the political influence and should I say selfish interest.
So many people do not agree that these boundaries should be situated here.
This has led to communal clashes in the past with fatalities and loss of property recorded over time. The Yala people were not the only victims of the inorganic arrangement of our state. You will find this mismatch arrangement probably throughout the 36 states. The Yachi, Akpa, and Igede people all have mutual intelligible languages. These ethnicities have lived together for centuries. Now they are separated by an invisible line denoted over 600 kilometers away in a place most of them have never been, Abuja. As we travel within Cross River State, we are witnessing how languages shift to dialect and dissipate slowly into one even less mutually intelligible, to at times zero mutual intelligibility. This is a natural phenomenon. As proximity deepens, so does the difference in culture, language, lifestyle, and all the rest. The connection between these ethnicities is what brought us here. For far too long, Nigerians have ignored our heritage, failing to see what is within our noses, undermining the beauty of our heritage, discarding the many factors binding us for the few that separate us. We want to show you that your next door ethnicity has a lot more in common with you than you can imagine. Ethnicity in Nigeria has become the thin line which cannot be crossed. Our political appointments all the way to the top are proportionate along those lines. It is the red line you cannot cross in Nigeria. Everyone walks on eggshells, straddling between ethnic equity and the reality of a modern, multi-ethnic nation. We are not exempt from that red line. Our choice of words was carefully given priority within our syntax, so they too did not cross that red line. Still in Yala local government area, the Echumoga people believe that they are Idomas, even though they find themselves in Cross River State, Yala local government area. They have never considered themselves indigenous to present-day Cross River State.
I know that I'm from Idoma. Okay. But Nigeria changing all these things. Now, Kosa. Till tomorrow, I'm from Idoma. Idoma is my brother. Me, I've been Idoma sister. ọjà ní àná àròbó rí dán màmá àròbó àbọ̀ wà á lẹ̀ bọ́ pé àròbó àlẹ̀ bọ́ kú pé ìwà cháchácháchá àwọn ẹni tí o kà á lẹ̀ tó ọtẹ.
We are from there.
Okay.
We cannot tell you we are not from there. We are from there. We do things like them.
Yes.
But the difference is very small.
But now that some of us are thinking that since we are growing in this Cross River, we attend everything in Cross River. We a post of the election and other things like a councillor, a chairman, other things. We related with Cross River State, so we cannot divide ourselves to any state again.
This Yala, we originated from Idoma language. My great grandfather told me,
Yes.
talking from the up to the down now.
Okay.
They told me that I was from there, then I left that place on hunting down to this place. And because of salt, I refused coming back. That is to Benue State. I refuse coming from Yala here now to Benue State. Where is my own place? That is why you see me here now.
Something is remarkable though. Even though they share no physical boundary with the Idomas, there is a 50 or more % language intelligibility, which can be evidence of their claim.
The language they spoke there, me personally, I understand many, not to say small. But when you speak good morning, they will say, Aenya. Are we talking the same? Aenya is good morning. Ongmaipu is my brother. So I believe we speak the same, but the difference is that two nations. Are you getting me now?
Still in Yala local government area, the second most populated in Cross River State, as we leave the welcome to Cross River State behind, Yala local government area was our landlord and Echumoga village was our caretaker. That's to say, as we left Vandekia in Benue State, we start in Echumoga village, which is our first in Cross River State. Nigeria is everything but inhospitable. The charm in the faces of every corner of Nigeria you visit is truly remarkable. People will go extra mile to put a smile on your face. This alone is enough to be proud to be Nigerian. You have won the trophy of hospitality. Going back to why we're here, we've come here to find the connection. Why are people living so close to each other yet have different languages and customs? As in most African societies, we are an oral tradition. The elders in this village did just that. They educated us about their heritage, their oral heritage, stretching back to the lineage to the Idoma ethnic group in Benue State. Folklore has it that in their migratory search for food by way of hunting, they stumbled on a discovery hardly common at the time: salt. They settled and occupied the area to profit from their newfound trophy. Over the years, the occupation of the Yala people transcended into farming.
Very soon there will be rain. From the weather you can see. Over the years we study it and we know it.
The farm produce is mostly consumed by the people and has a strong influence on the cuisine, with the Beninese soup being a popular delicacy.
That one again has a different processing.
Okay.
You call it Benesit.
Okay.
Very, very small. If you don't want to eat that Benesit, you must bring Opehe,
Okay.
must bring Ringi.
No.
Maggi no dey.
No.
No, and salt. But when you prepare that thing, you go and marry that person.
Wow.
In time, we found Yala to be a melting pot of language and dialectal variation, with Yala, Yache, and Igede spoken amongst the people. In the midst of the beautiful culture, history, and people, it is evident that the Yala people have not been spared of the greater Nigeria's commonplace, bad governance. Essential needs like water and basic infrastructures to facilitate modern living are in extreme short supply, in some cases inexistent. As echoed earlier, farming is the mainstay of most Nigerian rural living.
That in our culture, our New Yam Festival is 30th of August.
The lack of water supply and irrigation impacts the livelihood immensely.
We don't have water at all. Even as I'm telling you now, maybe tomorrow I'll back.
This has negatively driven down productivity in the community.
They are feeling this thing. They will wash it, but there's no water. That is our major problem, especially as per now. We don't have water.
Next, we visited Opoma village. We were told that this place was known for salt ponds. We walked for a few minutes on the village unpaved road to the salt ponds. Salt discovery has a long history with Opoma village. History has it that the salt discovery was what brought their ancestors into this village from Idoma, region of present-day Benue state.
In our hunting migratory search, whilst looking for drinkable water, we stumbled on salt ponds instead. These weren't drinkable. Our settlement here was determined by the salt discovery. They took this home and others to their father in Otukbo, Igumale, Utonkon, and others. Our great-grandparents knew they had stumbled on a discovery that will benefit posterity.
The salt pond confirmed the orature alluded to by the elder earlier. There is a variant version of the story that credited the borrowing of the salt wells to the Europeans.
But the people we met here, we believe, were from the Middle East or Asia because they were white. The ponds weren't dug by yellow people. It was the whites who dug them.
It was, however, claimed that the Europeans were later expelled by the locals. These containers contain liquid extracted from the ponds. These are for salt extraction. Now, the process involves boiling of the liquid on a cauldron using a furnace for sometimes up to 5 days, at which point the liquid then dissolves and turns into salt. Apart from being hospitable, another irrefutable quality that we Nigerians have is our resilience. Notwithstanding the penury, the people of Yala showed great strength of character and perseverance. Very few people in the world would smile in despair. Nigerians do. Remarkable. Before we left, they used our medium to call upon the government to help solve the challenges in their communities.
See the road that you are coming. This is Trunk A road, and nothing has been done to it. Trunk A road, when they were Ibom and Kola. Okay. I've seen nothing. When you think about all these things, what do you do? Should I come and vote you and you don't do nothing for me?
In hindsight, Yala was an enlightening experience. We left with extreme admiration and appreciation. The ethnic groups of Yala local government area are the Yala, who are the dominant ethnic group, followed by the Igede Edi, Anyadaha, Anyugbe, Emenyi, Ibila, Igbakobo, Opiruku, Itekpa, Gabu, Ukele, and Yache. Their languages are Yale, Igede, Kukele, and Yache, to name a few. These languages are mutually intelligible. The connection is established. Languages bind people. Proximity through language is evidence of historical connection. It can sometimes infer a singular originator.